Hey everyone, my name's Ben and I run a used appliance store. Today I want to show you how to deal with a Samsung dryer that is making some sort of noise. It's either squealing, rumbling, thumping, or some sort of other terrible noise that makes you want to figure out what's going on. Let's take this unit into the tech room and figure out what's going on. It's super important that you figure out what is wrong with your machine when it makes a noise, because a bad problem can get made a lot worse if you don't take care of this immediately. So let's go take this apart and see what we can look at. The first thing that you'll want to do is remove any screws from the top rear of the dryer. Usually there are Phillips head screws here, but I think someone messed this unit up in the past and replaced it with a different type of screw. You can then remove the top of the dryer lid by pulling to the back of the dryer, and this will expose the dryer drum for access as well as inspection. Depending on the dryer, there may be screws holding in the plastic panel that need removed. Once these screws are removed from the plastic panel, you can use a flat-bladed screwdriver to gently pry up the retention tabs from the plastic housing facade and then roll the console interface forward. This should expose the wiring harnesses that are left to keep the console in place. On my dryer here, there are two wire harnesses that keep the control interface connected to the dryer. You'll want to unplug both of these harnesses, then roll the console forward to nearly a 90-degree angle, then pull it out, as there are retention tabs that keep the console attached to the dryer. On a select few Samsung dryers, you could find screws on the front underneath that hold the front of the unit in place, but they are not on this dryer, just as a note. We now need to open up the dryer door and remove two screws just below the opening of the dryer drum. It is possible that your Samsung dryer could have a slightly different orientation, but these were the only two screws on this model holding the front of the dryer in place, behind the door at least. There are 4 screws holding on the last of the dryer door frame to the bulkhead. We'll need to remove these 4 screws, 2 on each side, to get the dryer door frame off. There are also then finally 2 tabs that need pushed in to release the door to allow us to pull it forward, then up and out. When you have the dryer door separate though from the housing, you need to make sure to remove the wire harness from the door switch, which will then let us remove the door entirely. There's one final wire harness that needs removed for the door light switch, so we can then remove the top metal bracket on the dryer. The top bracket is held in by 4 screws, and there are also some small metal fingers on each side that go into the dryer frame as well, but it's pretty easy to remove all this once the screws are out. When you can remove the bracket, you're also going to want to make sure that the wire harness is removed from the bulkhead and its retention tabs before we move on to the bulkhead itself. This is what the bulkhead looks like, and there are 4 screws holding it onto the dryer frame. The blower housing piece has 2 screws holding it onto the bulkhead and 3 screws holding it on the blower housing. Depending on if you want to remove it all together or separate pieces is up to you, but just make sure though to separate the moisture wire harness sensor before you try to take the bulkhead off. Now I'm going to take off all the screws remaining on the front of the dryer, the 4 screws on the bulkhead, the 2 between the filter housing and the bulkhead, and then the 3 screws to the blower housing and filter. You're going to need to take off the blower screws and bulkhead screws to remove the front at a minimum. The 2 between the filter and blower housings are not needed at this stage, but I did it anyway. When all the screws are removed, the bulkhead has these nice little tabs on the sides of the frames that it rests on. You'll need to lift up on the bulkhead before you remove it, and these tabs do make it quite easy to take off and put back on as well. When removing the idler pulley, you'll have to feel for it and release the tension by moving the pulley counterclockwise from your perspective with one hand, then using the other hand to move the belt back off track, either with the pulley or the motor housing. With the idler pulley loosened up and out of the way, we can now take the belt on the drum and use it to pull the tub up and out of the way. Once you do this, this will give you access to every single part of the dryer that you'd need to look at, inspect, and repair as needed. This dryer is definitely dirty on the inside, so make sure you clean yours when you open it up, as lint and other buildups can cause major problems. Let's now look at the major possible parts that could cause noise on your dryer. The first one is the blower wheel at the very front of the dryer. It's a magnet for dirt and dust, but sometimes you can find an obstruction in the wheel like a pencil, tweezers, or other small object that could get through the filter and cause it to scream. Likewise, make sure to spin the fan to make sure no noise is coming from the motor, which could be a bad bearing in the motor. If the motor was making a terrible noise, you'd want to replace it. That is rare, and I do have a disassembly video in the description on how to change the motor and where to get a cheap motor as well. Now, one of the most common issues I find is the idler pulley. Samsung dryers are notorious for them going bad, and on this dryer it's clear that it's yellowing and may fail eventually. I've had other Samsung dryers where the plastic is entirely missing or half damaged. Replacing the idler pulley is very easy, and it just takes one screw to remove and replace. Another extremely common area that would cause noise is the roller wheels on the back of the dryer, as well as the ones on the front of the bulkhead. If your rollers are flat in areas, they're totally damaged, or they are not spinning properly, replacing them is a very good idea. These come off the exact same way for both the front and rear bulkheads. So here's how to disassemble them on the rear bulkhead and replace them, again due to how often this is the issue. Now, let's talk about removing the bulkhead that holds on the two rear roller wheels which turn the drum. To remove this huge piece, we want to first remove the heat canister by removing the one retention screw that holds it on the front, then removing the two wires that attach to the canister from the wire harness. We can then remove the canister which is attached to the rear of the bulkhead. Then we need to remove the water line to the steam port, which has a small blue clip on it that needs removed with needle nose pliers. When you have this off, you can press in on the collar that is holding the water line on and then pull off the water line to finally remove it. This is kind of hard to do on camera, but off camera isn't too hard with two hands. On this type of dryer, there are 6 screws on the back of the unit that need taken out. This holds the bulkhead onto the chassis. It is possible that your model dryer could have more screws holding the bulkhead on, however. The bulkhead is held up by 2 tabs, and at this point you only need to lift up and the entire bulkhead system will come out entirely. To remove the rollers on the bulkhead, you're going to need an 8mm screwdriver and either a 17 or 18mm socket wrench depending on the model. These are used in tandem to remove the roller shaft, and it's quite difficult to get it to unscrew this way. It's best to flip the bulkhead on its back and use the 8mm wrench to secure the roller in place while using the ratchet or larger wrench to provide torque to remove the large nut. And also note the orientation of the 2 large washers when you finally get the roller off. Most kits will give you the roller and metal shaft together, but not these large washers. And if you need it, I do have a link to the 4 roller kit in the description if by chance you need one. Installing the new roller shaft is pretty easy, as you just place the washer onto the bulkhead, then the big screw on top. Then you put the other washer on the brand new roller shaft and screw them back together. I hand tightened this roller shaft, then used the socket wrench and 8mm wrench to make sure it was well tightened. These rollers tend to degrade at different rates, so it's usually good to go ahead and replace all of them at the same time, including the ones on the front bulkhead as well. To reinstall the bulkhead, you'll need to make sure that it slides into and rests on the 2 tabs at the top of the chassis, and this part goes pretty easily. You can then reinsert the water line into the steam port and put the blue clip back in place. Once you have this all in place, you can then get to reattach the 6 screws on the rear of the unit to secure the bulkhead fully back in place. To reinstall the canister, we simply need to slot it into the back of the tabs on the rear bulkhead and then set it on the canister stool. There is a small slot on the stool that a finger of the canister will need to set on and into before you put the single Phillips head screw back into the canister stool to secure it. When you've done this, reinstall the red and blue wires going to the element canister, and the disassembly and reassembly is all completed. And finally, the last thing I would look at would be the dryer drum itself. In rare occasions, the drum could have metal that shears off due to a roller going bad or another obstruction. If this happens, it's a catastrophic failure of the dryer, and the only answer is replacing the drum and the rollers and any other components. This is going to cost a significant amount of money, and most techs would suggest that you simply replace the dryer. Now that we've gone over the 4 main ways a Samsung dryer could make noise during operation, I'm going to put the dryer back together quickly, but for a more thorough assembly, I do have another video in my description that shows you how to do that. In the end, it's really important that you check and replace any possible bad parts. A bad situation can get worse if you don't fix it. You want to avoid the drum cracking or shearing at all costs if possible. A $30 or $50 fix can turn into a $300 fix quickly on these Samsung dryers. Fixing this unit isn't generally expensive, and a full replacement of all the internal parts that could cause the issue don't take much time or money. I hope that this video helps you figure it out and you find your problem. I have more videos on this style Samsung dryer in my playlists, and I hope you subscribe for the ones that will be out soon, because I did a lot more to this style dryer. Have a great day.